Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today I'm going to be trying out a catalyst in the T0 Electrical Abyss. A catalyst actually is a notorious destroyer for being one of the highest, or in fact I think it is the highest Tech 1 destroyer that you can have in the game. It has to do with that they've got light neutron blasters, and light neutron blasters are, or neutron blasters in general, are basically the highest weapon system that you can have in the game. I think maybe rockets or torpedoes come close to, like, the heavy the large ship weapon variants of missiles come close to the large ship variants of blasters, but they are the highest DPS weaponry in the game, basically, for their ship size. And they also have one of the worst ranges in the game as well. So if I put this Antimatter here, you can see that 1 kilometer optimal, 5 kilometer fall off. Absolutely crap range. But we're going to be doing it here in an alpha clone. My character here, Agru, he is a vicious Galente pilot who actually likes to fly a catalyst. One of my first solo kills, I think in fact my first, was done in Agru when he was using a catalyst many years ago in low sec. That's just a little fun reference right there. But here we're going to be using it for the Abyss. So this fate actually is pretty basic. Afterburner to get some speed, Webifier to hold people in place, because we need to hold people in place to be able to do this damage. 2 armor repairs. I wanted to just be able to get some decent armor repair rate, and we actually are going to be cap stable in the electrical side. A tip here, if you have under or I guess above minus 100% capacitor controls or capacitor recharge rate here, then you are going to be cap stable. It's just the way it works, because you double your capacitor recharge rate in the Abyss, so it's kind of meaning that, like, minus 100% would then mean that it's like we're using half of our capacitor rate, I guess. And then if you have it didn't double, then it's going to be like cap stable. The point is, if it's over minus 100%, then you're going to be cap stable in the electrical abyss. So that's what we're actually going to do in this site here, or in this fit right here. You can see we get very high DPS, 300, or not very high DPS, but 300 DPS with the catalyst. Now the catalyst can actually achieve insane DPS levels if we just trained a bit more skills, actually. So my character here, Agro, he can't actually use the Tech 2 light neutron blasters. If you could use Tech 2 light neutron blasters with a bit more skill training, and alpha clones can do this too, you could achieve a lot higher DPS. I think even 400-500 DPS with relative ease, actually. So you could do even better than this. The thing is, Agro, he doesn't have the best amount of skills, actually. So we can actually go here. We're going to be doing tranquil electrical abyssal filaments. So we're going to be doing this in a destroyer, which means we use 2. And we go here, put this in the cargo container, and we then form a fleet. Then we undock. The 2 armor repairs, I went with 2 because the thing is, with 2 of these, you get a lot of armor repair rate per second, and usually I wouldn't because of the crazy capacity usages of having 2 armor repairs. But since we're in the electrical abyss, we'll actually have a pretty decent, we'll actually be cap stable and still have a good repair rate. Obviously, it's not going to be as efficient because we don't have any resistance modules, but it's still going to be pretty decent, actually, because the 2 armor repair rates is going to be better than 1 armor repair and some resistance modules. To be honest, I think actually this amount of tank will be quite excessive for the T0 Abyss, but I just wanted to be on the safe side so that also new players could actually potentially, if this fit works out well, could use it as well. But I think you would actually be able to get away with 1 armor repair, maybe even 2 magnetic field stabilizers. But we're going to see how this goes. This is obviously a test. I've never done this before, and this is on the test server. We're going to go here and jump into the tranquil electrical abyss. And we're going to hopefully wreck some Triglavians, or whatever kind of abyssal monsters that are thrown at us. So I was thinking actually of using an MWD because it's going to be it's not going to be too easy to get in range with an Afterburner, but I had a bit of an issue with the fitting. I could use ancillary current router rigs. It's a rig that increases your power grid, but then I would have a bad capacitor, and I don't know. I think I'd prefer to have a better capacitor control circuit. So let's go or better capacitor recharge rate. So let's go here and attack this pacifier. A Concord ship, actually. A lot of people have issues with the Concord / Edencom ships. I think it is the Edencom, though. This is a Concord ship. A pacifier is a Concord ship. So let's just get close. Approach him, Webify him when we get in range. And then we're just going to use our light neutron blasters and just take him out. Let's get close. He's using a It's a missile, it seems like. Okay, we webify him, and we're going to now get closer because he's trying to kite like a little scrub. But it doesn't matter because we have got our webifier. He doesn't have a webifier. Look here, you see? We repair just like that. No real issue whatsoever. Let's start shooting. And now he's getting wrecked, this guy. So easy. Only thing is you need to just get in range. Okay, let's get the dank loot. We got some dank loot here in the biocombinative cache. A lot better than doing this in a cruiser. So let's get here to the next room and see what we get. It's always going to be a bit like this with the catalyst, I think. That it's just going to be a case of just getting close and having to catch the enemy. Because if the enemy can't get caught, it's going to be a bit of a problem attacking them. And actually, that makes me think that maybe this fit would be better with an MWD and an ancillary current router, even if I'm not cap stable. But I just think that the ability to catch stuff is actually going to be quite useful. Because I think Ephialtes cruisers go at like 1k a second. Yeah, here it is. Let's just see how it goes. Because I think this guy is going to actually be able to speed tank us to the point we won't be able to catch him. Let's just see what happens. But I think we're going to have a very hard time catching this guy. See here, he's a lot faster than that. It's 1.3k a second actually. Let's get closer. Hopefully we'll be able to webify him. Hopefully. Because as long as he's within 10 kilometer range, it should be alright. We can also overheat our webifier to get increased range actually. Okay, so actually we managed to catch him, so it's alright. Not too bad. Uh-oh, there's a tachyon cloud over there. That's gonna complicate things a little bit, but he should die soon because we've got 300 DPS, so it should melt him in a short time. We're doing a bit more DPS the closer we are. We do maximum DPS when we get 1.6 kilometers. So it'll go good. It's good. So that's good. I thought maybe he would be able to kite us, but it doesn't seem like that's too bad. Let's go to the biocombinative cache and get the loot. See what we get from here. This is obviously not as good as a frigate abyss though, because a frigate abyss we would get 3 times the loot as a cruiser abyss. With the destroyer abyss, twice the loot. Not as good, but destroyers in some ways are stronger than frigates, but also in some ways frigates are actually better than destroyers. The thing is with a frigate, you're often able to, you can speed tank a lot better than destroyers. Destroyers are slower, they also are bigger, so they're bigger targets, easier to get hit. The main thing with destroyers is that they've got a lot more DPS, so they'll be able to kill stuff quicker. But they also tend to have often less tank as well. Because destroyers, they're not really made to take a hit. They're made to do a lot of DPS and just kill stuff. Especially stuff like the Catalyst and Coercer. Those are kind of like glass cannon destroyers that basically have very little tank and all gank. So let's go and open up this cache, go to the next room, see what we get there. I hope we go against a Skybreaker, actually, because people complain about the Skybreaker a lot, so it'll be nice to just slap that thing in the face with our 300 DPS blasters. Be quite satisfying. So that's what you get for killing all my abyssal friends! Let's get a bit closer to this. Come on. Faster, Catalyst. Faster. The sound when you go through gates, if you turn, because I've turned off the atmosphere, so the gate activation sound goes away. The kind of sound you have otherwise, it sounds a bit like you're underwater. I don't know why. Well, I think it has to do with in our capsule, though, is inside our ships. The person you are, like your character, is submerged in water. So that's why it's a bit like you are in water, actually. I think that's maybe the reason why. Let's get close to this Ephialtes. I'm gonna kill you, Catalyst. What do you think you're doing in my abyssal realm? I'm gonna wreck you, man. What do you think you got on me with my 300 DPS? Okay, there we go. Webified. And just approach. The light neutron blasters have very good tracking. Very good tracking. So they will have no issues tracking small frigates that are trying to orbit to you or anything like that. But the main thing is just that you're able to webify them, because if you can't webify them, then I don't know what you would do. I don't know what you'll do. But I think you should be able to webify everything that can be thrown at you in the T0 Abyss. The thing is, with the T1 Abyss, actually, I had a similar fit in a Daredevil. A Daredevil is a Serpentis Corporation frigate, and it has really high DPS. Same DPS basically as a Destroyer or the Catalyst, so it's got really good DPS. And also, it has got very good tracking. The main thing is that since the neutron blasters have got so crap range, you have to get really close to do anything, just like you do in this destroyer. And it was actually able to do T1 abysses actually solo. The main issue was that the rogue drone battlecruisers, because there are these rogue drone battlecruisers that exist in the T1 abyss. They don't exist in the T0 abyss, so that's why I'm able to use this light neutron blaster catalyst here. But when I was using a Daredevil with a similar fit, basically, it's got light neutron blasters as well as this catalyst, and I got a wave with a rogue drone battlecruiser, then I died almost straight away. And it has to do with because of our range, because we had to get really close. Because the thing is, with rogue drone battlecruisers, they have really good tracking. You can't speed tank them, basically. I was orbiting at like 500, and they still were able to kill me. They've just got crazily, somehow it's a battlecruiser that's able to track frigates orbiting with an Afterburner at 500. Somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. And it does they have a relatively high amount of DPS as well. So they just like 2-tap me or something like that. I died straight away. But luckily, in the T0 abyss, you won't encounter them here. So the blasters on the catalyst, which is a similar then, fit as the Daredevil, it doesn't have any problems. It's lucky to not have to encounter those rogue drone battlecruisers. Okay, so T0 filament electrical then abyss. In the catalyst, dual armor repairs, pretty good tank, and it seems like it has not a whole lot of issues. Only thing I'm thinking is maybe it's going to be a bit hard to get close to stuff, but maybe I can solve that with an MWD. I don't know. I'll see in the future. But I think this would be a fun alternative just for you alpha clones, just to have something you could use in the abyss. Catalyst seems like it possibly could be one of them. Hope you guys enjoyed this video right here. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.